Today we are going to be looking at organization and topic and concluding sentences. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to read this informational writing about Mount Everest. Mount Everest. White powdery snow covers countless peaks. They seem to extend on forever in the small country of Nepal. Many of these majestic peaks seem to reach up to the sky at almost 5 miles high into the air. One of these mountains, Mount Everest, is the highest in the world at 29,035 feet tall. This mountain is a well-known mountain with about 1,000 people attempting to climb it each year. Location. Mount Everest is part of a 1,500-mile-long mountain range called the Himalayas. The Himalayas consist of thousands of snow-capped peaks, with the majority of them stretching higher than 18,000 feet tall. Mount Everest is specifically located on the border between Tibet and Nepal. Some of the highest mountains in the world can be found near Mount Everest. Weather. The climate of Mount Everest is very extreme. In January, the average high on the mountain's peak is right around -33 degrees Fahrenheit. However, the average high in July is a little higher at around -2 degrees Fahrenheit. Monsoon season on the mountain usually falls between June and September. During the monsoon, there are many intense snowstorms that can blow snow and ice off the top of the mountain. This can cause serious problems for tourists and hikers. With such extreme temperatures, it is amazing that people come to Mount Everest at all. Hiking. Who would be interested in climbing a mountain this chilly and colossal? In 2016, there were 641 climbers that made it to the summit or peak of Mount Everest. Unfortunately, not every person who attempts to climb the mountain succeeds. Last year, there was also 5 deaths on the mountain. This is not a friendly mountain to climb. In fact, it has its major challenges for the experienced hiker. The biggest challenge is altitude sickness. Basically, the higher you get, the less oxygen there is to breathe. The next biggest challenge is the bitter cold. With the icy temperatures mentioned above, it makes for a very rough climb. If these challenges don't stop a climber, the price might. It costs at least $30,000 to climb this enormous mountain. Clearly, only serious hikers will ever climb to the peak. Mount Everest is not just amazing in size, but is also a huge accomplishment for the many who have succeeded the difficult challenge of climbing to its top. There is no arguing whether seeing this natural wonder from the bottom or the top is truly extraordinary. So we've learned a lot about Mount Everest in this. Our job today is to look at the topic and concluding sentences. So a topic sentence is how we start off each section. So we have our lead up here, but then when we look at our topics, so location, weather, and hiking, each one of these sections has a topic sentence and a concluding sentence. So when we look at location, I'm going to put our topic sentence in red. Our topic sentence is Mount Everest is part of a 1,500-mile long mountain range called the Himalayas. That is our topic sentence. It's setting the stage that we are talking about location. Our concluding sentence is giving the specific location of Mount Everest, and I'm going to highlight that one in green. So Mount Everest is specifically located on the border between Tibet and Nepal. Some of the highest mountains in the world can be found near Mount Everest. That is our concluding sentence. If we look at our next section, we have weather. So in this section, what would be our topic sentence? The climate of Mount Everest is very extreme. And what would be our concluding sentence? With such extreme temperatures, it is amazing that people come to Mount Everest at all. So now we move to our last section about hiking. What's our topic sentence here? Who would be interested in climbing a mountain this chilly and colossal? And our concluding sentence? Now this one's a little tricky. This section down here is our whole conclusion. So this is actually our concluding sentence for this section. Clearly, only serious hikers will ever climb this peak because the section that we're working on is hiking. So even though we have an introduction and we have a conclusion, we still want to make sure that we have a sentence in each section that kind of sums up the topic that we discussed. So here it's talking about location, here it's referring to the weather, the temperatures, and here it's talking about hikers, and this is the hiking section. So in your writing today, your job is to go through and make sure that you have an introduction or a topic sentence and a concluding sentence that matches what your topic is, your subtopic. So you need to have one of each in each of your paragraphs for each of your sections.